Good morning, Dr. Tev Borsong and my fellow classmates. So we're from Group 5 Papa Pipi Zola Squad from GFB0046 Application of Big Data in Urban Development. So today we'll be presenting our project titled Understanding Tourist Experience in Petaling District using Google Map Reviews. So, for this project, we analyzed reviews by visitors on Google Maps to a better understanding their experiences and satisfaction levels at various attractions and also restaurants in Petaling district. So before we begin, I'd like to introduce you to my group members. So these are the members of Group 5 who has contributed to this project. So first of all, me myself, Navisha, Lee Sin Yi, Tong Jia Kwan, Muhammad Tajuddin bin Muhammad Omar Ali, Ashwinong Jing Kai, Nur Shazwani binti Sabdani, and lastly, Adiputra Ryan Muhammad. Before we begin, here's a brief overview of our presentation. We'll start with the introduction and study area, followed by the methodology, results and findings, and finally the conclusion. So let's begin with the introduction. So, tourism is actually a very important sector because it helps generate income, creates employment opportunities, and contributes to the development of local areas. And with the upcoming Visit Malaysia 2026 campaign, understanding what tourists experience and how they perceive different destinations become even more important. So instead of using surveys, we decided to use Google Map reviews as our source of data. And this is because people often share their honest experiences online, whether it is positive or negative, which gives us a better understanding of what visitors think of a particular place. Therefore, this study focuses on reviews from selected tourist attractions and restaurants in the Petaling district area. By analyzing these reviews, we can identify that visitors what visitors appreciate, the issues they commonly face, and possible areas of improvement. So, with that, let's move on to the study area.
Several major tourism attractions will be selected in this study. The first attraction is the Sunway Lagoon theme park, which is the popular recreation destination known as for the water rider and the adventure activity for the visitor for the all age. The second attraction is the Sultan Sadullah Abdul Aziz Shah Mosque, also known as the Blue Mosque. It is the one Malaysian most iconic Islamic landmark and attract the visitor due to its impressive architecture and the cultural significance. The third attraction is the National Museum. It's called the Museum Negara, which is showcase Malaysia history, heritage, and the national development through the various exhibits. So the lastly, One U Utama Shopping Center will be selected as is the one of the largest shopping destination in Malaysia, offering the shopping, entertainment, and the leisure experience. So that's attraction represent the different tourism category, including the recreation, religious tourism, cultural tourism, and the shopping tourism that provide the comprehensive overview and for the tourism activity in the Petaling district. Our research combined both tourism attraction and the food tourism to better the understanding visitor experience in the district. By analyzing the Google Map review, we evaluate the visitor stratification, identify the strength and weakness of the destination, and gain the insight into the overall tourism experience. Food tourism is very important component because the local food experience will often influence the visitor perception and the travel decision. The first selection for the food establishment is the Hotbird SF15, which is famous for its nasty stuffed fried chicken and has become popular among the young customer and the tourists. The second establishment is the King Yong Ji beef noodle SF15, as well as known as a local entire recognition for its the traditional beef noodle dish and the authentic flavor. The third establishment is the Village Plus restaurant, which is a higher population for its significant nasi lemak and frequently visited by the both local and the tourists. This food establishment represent a different dining experience, regarding from the modern fast food concept to the traditional Malaysian cuisine. By including the both tourism attraction and the food establishment, our study will provide a more comprehensive understanding for the visitor experience in the Petaling district and contribute to the tourism analysis and the destination management.
Hello everyone, my name is Tong Xuan. Today I will be walking you through the methodology of our research, which focus on evaluating the quality of tourism experience in our study area. Our research is grounded in real-world customer feedback. We use Google Maps as our primary source of data, collecting online user-generated reviews from a variety of selected tourism-related locations. To ensure our analysis was current, we focused on 15 of the most recent reviews from each of the chosen location. These include tourist attractions like Sunway Lagoon and New National Museum, as well as restaurants such as Village Park Restaurant. From each review, we extract four key pieces of data: the review comment, the star rating, the depth of review, and the visitor overall experience and opinions. The next step was data analysis. To make sense of our feedback, we categorize it into key dimensions of the tourist experience. For example, we look for comments related to service quality, cleanliness, food quality for restaurant, and the atmosphere and environment, among other categories. By systematically categorizing the data, we are able to identify the strengths and weaknesses that are most frequently mentioned by the visitors. This helps us evaluate the current quality of the tourism activities. To ensure the reliability and quality of our findings, we also clean the data by excluding any irrelevant, duplicate, or unrelated review from our final analysis. In summary, this methodology provides us with a clear, current, and reliable picture of the visitor experience in our study area based on the authentic voice of tourists themselves. Thank you.
On the topic of data interpretation, we have the review data screening. In this section, reviews that are duplicated, irrelevant, incomplete, or are promotional in nature is excluded from our dataset. The next one is the analysis of review ratings. Ratings from customer or visitors are considered where we see the distribution of ratings ranging from 1 to 5 star and are examined and processed for our data analysis. So the next one is the tone and sentiment. Some reviews have their tone which can be positive or negative and even neutral. Positive sentiment refers to the review that express satisfaction or happy with their experiences. Meanwhile, negative sentiments include complaint, criticism, or unhappy experiences that they had undergo at the attraction and the restaurant itself. From the data that we had recorded from the Google reviews, we analyzed it into three different components, which is illustrative, comparative, and thematic analysis. For illustrative analysis, as the name suggests, we illustrate the opinion, experiences, and perception expressed by the visitors in the review. For comparative analysis, we are comparing the results obtained from the review and we can see the sentiment and therefore the thematic analysis of each review for each attraction and restaurants. For the last one, thematic analysis. This involves grouping similar contents into broader themes where for attraction we have the environmental, cultural, and historical significance, and for restaurant, we have the quality, service, and ambience or the atmosphere of the restaurant itself.
We will now discuss on our group's results and findings. For the overview of review ratings and sentiments, Google Maps has shown that tourist attractions in Putaran district generally score higher than restaurants. Positive feedback revolves around visitors praising well-maintained facilities and services and the cultural value. Negative feedback highlights accessibility issues, overcrowding, and high costs. Neutral reviews give a straightforward description of the visit. For our comparative and illustrative synthesis, study shows that tourist priorities differ by environment. where attraction visitors value accessibility, safety, and cultural immersion, while restaurant patrons focus on service, speed, and pricing. By combining ratings with direct visitor quotes, analysis validates these insights and provides stakeholders with evidence to improve services. For our analysis on the attractions we selected in Putaling district, we have found that visitor experiences and landmarks are shaped by the environment, history, and accessibility. Visitors positively praise the educational value and architecture beauty, but common complaints arise regarding public amenities, crowding, and confusing layouts. The issues highlight where local authorities can improve infrastructure to boost urban tourism. Moving on to our analysis on the restaurants we picked in Petaling district, we have found that customer satisfaction is based on three main pillars, which are food quality, service efficiency, and dining atmosphere. Patrons heavily prioritize taste, portion sizes, wait times, staff hospitality, and cleanliness. Additionally, reviews frequently evaluated overall value for money, which indicates favorable cost to quality ratio. This is a critical driver for positive recommendations and repeat visits in the local food tourism industry. We will now focus on the results and findings on each tourist attraction and restaurants more specifically. Our first tourist attraction is Sunway Lagoon Amusement Park. Sunway Lagoon Amusement Park is one of Malaysia's most premier family attraction due to being a recreational escape suitable for the whole family. In Google Maps, we find that the total average rating is 4.5 out of 5 stars, which is calculated from more than 25,000 reviews. 89% of the reviews are positive, while 11% of the reviews are negative. What visitors love about Sunway Lagoon is that there is a wide variety of activities ranging from water slides to wildlife encounters. How it is family friendly and suitable for all ages. The helpful staff and the convenient facilities around Sunway Lagoon, such as lockers, shady spaces, and the nearby hotels and shopping centers. What visitors complain about Sunway Lagoon and can be improved is the overcrowdedness, which leads to long queues even during weekends, the high price on admission, food, and rent, how some tourist attractions are outdated, and the limited space for parking. Among our recommendations to improve Sunway Lagoon is to adjust pricing strategies, enhance crowd management, upgrade updated attractions, and expand parking spaces.
Next, I'll present the findings for the Sultan Salahuddin Abdul Aziz Shah Mosque, also known as the Blue Mosque. Based on our analysis of Google Map reviews, the mosque achieved an excellent average rating of 4.8 out of 5 stars for more than 15,000 reviews, with approximately 93% of the sentiments being positive. Now, visitors were particularly impressed by the mosque's iconic blue dome architecture, which is one of the most recognizable landmarks in Malaysia. Many reviewers also praised the guided tours, which provided educational insights into Islamic culture and architecture. In addition, visitors frequently highlighted the peaceful atmosphere, clean facilities, and well-maintained surroundings that enhanced their overall experience. However, several areas for improvement were identified during our analysis. Some international visitors experienced communication difficulties due to the language barriers with the staff members. Others also noted that occasional maintenance issues that restricted access to certain areas, while a few reviews mentioned inconsistencies in the availability of ablution supplies. Now, overall, the Blue Mosque is highly regarded as both a religious and cultural tourism destination. Based on these findings, improving multilingual visitor support and strengthening facility maintenance could further enhance visitor satisfaction. Now, moving on to Museum Negara Malaysia. The museum recorded an average rating of 4.5 out of 5 from over 10,000 reviews, and around 80% of the reviewers expressed positive sentiments demonstrating generally favorable visitor experiences. The museum's strongest advantage was affordability. Visitors appreciated the low entrance fees while still receiving a comprehensive and educational experience. Reviewers also praised the well-curated exhibits which effectively showcase Malaysia's history, culture, and national heritage. The helpfulness of the staff and the museum's convenient location near public transportation were also commonly highlighted. Despite these strengths, however, several operational issues were mentioned, such as visitors reported limited seating availability throughout the museum, making it less comfortable for longer visits. Some areas experienced weak ventilation and air conditioning, while the occasional closure of food stalls reduced convenience for visitors. In addition, some reviewers felt that the toilet accessibility could be improved. The key insight from this attraction is that the educational value and affordability are strongly influence positive visitor experiences. Therefore, relatively minor improvements in comfort and accessibility could significantly enhance the overall visitor experience. The final attraction analyzed was One Utama Shopping Centre, with an average rating of 4.7 out of 5 and over 60,000 reviews. One Utama was one of the most highly reviewed locations in our study. Approximately 87% of the reviews experienced positive sentiments of the location. Now, visitors appreciated the extensive retail variety available within the mall, ranging from local stores to international brands. Family-friendly attractions such as indoor playgrounds and recreational facilities were also frequently mentioned. The mall's direct MRT access improved convenience for visitors, while unique features such as the indoor rainforest provided a distinctive shopping and leisure experience. However, several challenges were still identified. Due to its large size, some first-time visitors found the layout confusing and difficult to navigate. Crowding during weekends and public holidays was another recurring concern, and parking issues were also mentioned, particularly during the peak periods. Additionally, some visitors felt that the old wing offered a lower level of comfort compared to the newer sections of the mall. Overall, accessibility and the shopping variety were the major contributors to visitor satisfaction. Enhancing navigation systems and improving crowd management strategies could further strengthen the visitor experience. In summary, all three of these attractions received highly positive feedback from visitors. The Blue Mosque stood out for its cultural and architectural significance. Museum Negara was recognized for its educational value and affordability, while One Tama was excelled for a shopping and leisure destination.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rehan, and I will be explaining about the results and findings for the F&B sector or the restaurant analysis. Okay, so first of all, we've got Hotbird SS15, which is a very well-known restaurant specializing in their fried chicken, of course, in their spicy fried chicken, which is known in almost the whole peninsula of Malaysia. And it also earned a near perfect 4.9 out of 5-star rating from a whopping 14,000 reviewers, with with some of their customers praising their taste, the portion sizes, and also the ability to customize the spice levels ranging from mild to reaper. Okay. However, the despite its near perfect rating, there are some setbacks that the reviewers have given towards the restaurant. The first of which is the ambience issues, in which some reports of dirty brooms and packed garbage near dining areas, which causes unpleasant smells around the restaurant area. And the second is the high prices, in which compared to chains like KFC, Texas Chicken, and A&W, menu prices are almost double despite being a local business. And also the order mistakes. There's a customer that once received a undercooked chicken with blood dripping and no follow-up responses from the restaurant. Okay, the next is Kim Yong Gi beef noodle of SS15. So this restaurant uh, holds a 4.3 out of 5-star rating from around 450 reviewers, in which some customers highlights is the services are exceptional, and also there's no waiting time for the food delivery. One of also In terms of the food, reviewers also praise its flavorful beef broth. It's also tender beef, and as well as their affordable price ranges from 20 to 40 ringgits. For the setbacks that we have analyzed from the reviewers, the first is the portion size issues, in which some customers reported that the serving sizes when compared to the menu was smaller. So there was a review that said the portion was around 3 to 4 people, but in reality, it can only serve 1 to 2. Okay, the second one is the average taste, in which some of the reviewers also felt that the food was average compared to other restaurants that offered beef noodles the same way Kim Yong-gi does. And the third is the hot atmosphere, in which there's the lack of air conditioning and small tables made dining uncomfortable, leading to some of the customers to prefer ordering online instead.
Next, I will be discussing Village Park Restaurant in Petaling Jaya, one of the most popular food destinations among both locals and tourists in Kuala Lumpur. The restaurant is well known for its excellent service, affordable pricing, and wide variety of menu options, which can range from local Malaysian dishes to Western cuisine. It has received an impressive rating of around 4.3 out of 5 stars from nearly 1,400 reviewers, reflecting its strong reputation among customers. One of its most famous menu items is the signature nasi lemak, which attracts large crowd daily and become a must-try dish for many viewers. However, despite its popularity, the restaurant also has some drawbacks. Due to large number of customers, the dining area can become crowded and noisy, making the experience become less comfortable for some visitors. Overall, Village Park restaurants remain a highly recommended destination for both tourists who wish to experience authentic Malaysian cuisine, especially for its renowned nasi lemak.
So, to conclude our study, we found that Google Map reviews are actually a useful source of big data for understanding visitor experiences in Petaling district. And overall, the attractions and restaurants that we analyzed received mostly positive feedback from visitors. And factors such as service quality, accessibility, cleanliness, facilities, and food quality and overall environment played an important role in shaping visitors' satisfaction. So, however, visitors also highlighted several areas that could be improved, including overcrowding, parking limitations, waiting times, maintenance issues, and pricing concerns. So, therefore, these findings can provide useful insights for tourism stakeholders to improve tourism services and enhance the overall visitor experiences. And ultimately, this study demonstrates how user generated data from Google Map reviews can support better tourism planning and contribute to sustainable tourism development in the line with Visit Malaysia 2026.